And hello, everyone. My name is Gail Moffat, and I am looking forward to speaking with some people today because we're going to do some readings, which is going to be fantastic. But before we go to our callers, I thought I would talk about, you know, when a little bit of a spiritual talk. But when someone calls themselves a psychic or a medium, it can be for some people quite a generic term. In other words, it just sort of like an umbrella term to cover all sorts of ideas of psychic or mediumship. And uh, what um, what I think is quite sort of interesting is I thought I would sort of explain a little bit about the terms. Sometimes people can be a psychic, and they might use a facility like the tarot card, and the tarot card is just I'm always in awe of tarot readers, and they lay out the cards, and they are often inspired by what comes from the cards, and can go on to read and do a wonderful reading. But generally, it's a psychic reading, and that what that means is it is looking at aspects of your life, which I know lots of people love. They love to hear all about what's going to happen in your life. But a medium is somebody who will be able to connect to loved ones in spirit. And when I first started my mediumship and started working in this way, I started with a pack of tarot cards, and I really love the cards that I have. And you know what? I cannot for the life of me remember the name. It's something like the Oracle cards, or anyway. Perhaps next week I will bring them. And so if you're watching next week, you can see the cards that I use. And there's something amazing about this pack of cards, because each person that you can bring out on your cards actually looks like the person that you're talking about. It's unbelievable. And I've never seen a tarot pack like this. And I just feel so privileged to have come across it. So next week, I will bring this pack of tarot cards, and I will show it to you if anyone is interested. So anyway, moving on, I would lay out these cards, and I would read them, and I'd understand the meanings of the cards, and I would connect to spirit at the same time and see what they had to say. And then eventually it was almost as though I hadn't even properly laid out the cards, and spirit would be talking. And it got to the point where I almost didn't need the cards. So I would put the cards aside and just sort of connect to spirit. And that's how I work today. I work where I literally just go to my guides and say, help me and give me the answers, or give me the words that I need to give to the person that's calling in, or the person that is sat in front of me, or whatever. And I actually like working like that, because I suppose I'm a little bit lazy. And when I say I'm a bit lazy, what I mean is I don't I want to do as little amount of work and just talk, and I find that's sort of the easiest way. So I can go to my guides, and when I go to my guides, they will often come forward with aspects about somebody's life, but also they're involved in bringing forward people that are connected to you. So I can also bring forward people that are like a mum or a dad, or somebody that you've known in your life. And there's generally a love link that is there, that enables this connection to take place. And so when I'm working psychically, I'm not just looking at your aura, and of which I can do, but I'm always connected to spirit in whether I work about what's going on in your life or whether I'm connecting to a loved one. And so, in other words, I am in all aspects of my work, I'm working mediumistically. And I suppose, being a medium is about being the middleman. I'm able to hear what spirit is saying, and I relay that on to the person that is perhaps calling in on this show. But you know what's really funny? When I think about all the people that I've connected to over the years, I think about you know myself working in this way as a medium, and you know what? I never remember what I said. It's unbelievable how that happens, and anybody who's a medium would recognize this. It's just how it happens. We can never remember, and I suppose that's a blessing. I suppose that's, can you imagine carrying around everyone's situations and circumstances and problems, etc., etc.? It would be quite a challenge to deal with in your own mind, wouldn't it? Yeah, and also deal with your own problems and own situations. So I suppose that's a blessing. But anyway, I think we should go to some callers and see how this all works. So I believe we have Barbara in Oakley, California. Are you there, Barbara?
I'm here.
Hello and welcome
Hello, can
to
you
the
hear me?
show. I can.
Hi,
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Good, good. So would you like me to connect to somebody in spirit, or would you like some guidance?
So my husband passed away in January.
Right, right.
So if we could connect to him, that'd be awesome.
Well, I don't see any reason why not. Well, there's always most times when somebody comes through with somebody, I generally can connect. It's only in rare situations I can imagine that I wouldn't be able to, but so far that's never happened. So I hope to be able to give you what you would like here. Right, I have got a gentleman that's coming forward in front of me, and I feel that he would have had a little bit of a moustache. Would you understand that?
A little bit of what?
Is that the word that we use in English? A moustache. Facial hair.
Like a massage?
Oh,
Yes, he did have a
mustache.
mustache, yes. Yes, he did.
I'm pronouncing it in the English way. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, because I'm over in England at the moment, and that's where I'm from. So yes,
That's awesome.
yes. So I can see his mustache. Is that how you say it? Mustache.
Yes. Mustache. That's it.
Mustache. Right. Okay. I can see it on him, and he's just sort of, he's smiling at me, and he's not actually talking, which is unusual because most of the time I get people talking, but he's not talking to me. So I'm trying to encourage him to talk. I said, come on, you've got your wife here, you've got to talk. And he's, this is your opportunity, come on. He's
right.
Right. He's saying he's apologizing to me for not speaking straight away, but he says that he's just completely and utterly overwhelmed by this situation. And he feels as though he just simply doesn't know what to say. And he feels a bit almost apprehensive about this. It's almost like it's daunting to him. Can you imagine that with him?
I can't imagine that with him, yes.
Okay, good.
But he was a talker, so he did enjoy talking to anybody and everybody.
Yeah, but he seems a bit sort of like, oh, this is just not what I expected. He's like, but I feel like he's a bit overcome with emotion as well. He's
okay.
Yeah, I feel like there's a bit of emotion with him, which he's struggling to. But now I feel like he's wanting to start talking, and he's saying to me that I he feels that in some way he's let you down. And I feel that the reason why he feels that way is because he's saying to me that he shouldn't have gone. It shouldn't have been his time. It's almost as though he makes me feel like it's a set of circumstances that was almost beyond our control. And he just makes me feel that he shouldn't have gone. Do you understand that?
I do. I do. He had cancer, and he only had 10 months from diagnosis till the day we lost him.
But
he didn't want to go.
No, he didn't want to go. And it makes me feel as though it's almost as though it's before his time. So that would make me suggest to me that he's a little bit younger than, he's not in his 80s or 90s. He's younger. That's what I feel with
he's
him.
Young. Yeah, he's only 58. Just turned 58.
Oh my goodness, that's too young, isn't it? Because that's what he's saying to me. He's saying, it was way before my time. I shouldn't have gone. And he feels a little bit frustrated about that because you were just on the edge of, I feel like, making some changes in your life where you were going to, and I feel this is all about retirement or or certainly easing up in life or making some positive changes. Would you understand that?
Absolutely. Yeah, we were getting ready to retire.
Yeah, and he's saying to me that, yes, and I feel like, and he's really frustrated that none of that can be done. He's really, really frustrated. And you have actually thought about doing part of that trip. Do you understand that?
I'm going to Hawaii with my daughters in September. With our daughters.
Yeah, because I feel like you made a decision. I can't just sit at home. I have to go away and I have to enjoy life. And you're trying to put a brave face on and go and do things. And I can feel that with you. And he's telling me that as well. That's where I'm getting that information from. He's saying to me that you had
very difficult.
Yeah, I know, but he is saying that you're doing, you are trying to put a brave face on, but I know that he's saying to me that he's saying to me that he loves you, and he's also saying to me that he. Oh, I just went all tingly when you said that he likes that. He's also saying to me that you and he had a good marriage, um, and he feels that it was the sort of marriage that other people would have wanted for themselves, like that quality of marriage. And he's saying to me that people would comment on your marriage and sort of, oh, I just wish that we could have the sort of marriage that you've got, or I feel like there was some sort of envy, not in a nasty way, just sort of like, you're lucky. I feel that feeling that he's giving it to me. Does that make sense?
That makes total sense.
Yeah. And I feel like, have you got two daughters?
So we had two daughters together, and he raised my older daughter. So there were three total, okay. but
okay.
Two of them were blood his.
Okay, because I was drawn to two. That will make sense then. But would you understand that one of them is really struggling with this more than the other?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and he is a little concerned about the one that is really struggling, because he makes me feel like she was a daddy's girl.
Yes, very much.
Yeah. I feel like there's quite a few things in your home that are either presents from him or things that you have gathered on trips where you've gone away, and like a picture or an ornament or something. There's that everywhere you look, there's things that create a memory in your home, and you very much dressed your home in that way of you know it, of the experiences that you had together, and he's saying to me that you found that a little bit difficult because each time you look at something, it brings back a memory, and it makes you feel very emotional.
Yeah, I'm a very emotional person, so yeah, it does. But it also feels good.
Yeah, well, I think you're entitled to feel emotional right now. I think that there's very much entitled to it. But he's also saying that he makes me feel like he prepared things financially well. Do you understand that?
I do, yes.
And he makes me feel like whilst he's not there, he does draw comfort from the fact that you are secure. Would you understand that? Are you there, Barbara? Okay. But I want to thank you, Barbara, for calling in, and I just want you to let you know that your husband really loves you and is sorry that he is separated from you. So thank you for calling in. Right, now let's go to Tina in Sumner, Washington. Are you there, Tina?
I'm here.
Hello and welcome to the show. How would you like me to work? Would you like me to connect to a loved one, or would you like me to give you some guidance on something particular?
I would love some guidance on in the love area.
In a love area?
Please.
Are you looking for me to focus on somebody in particular, or just as if somebody's coming into your life?
Just anything in general. My love life is a mess.
I laugh because I've had those experiences too. Right. Okay. Let's see what we can do for you, Tina. Let's hope that we have some good information coming forward. So the thing that I'm feeling with you is that I almost feel that you're with your. I feel like there is something around you, but I feel like it's almost one step forward and one step back. You're in, you're out. It's off, it's on.
Yep.
Does that make sense to you?
100%.
Yeah. And I feel with this this situation is that both of you have feelings, but both of you, it's almost like you have feelings, but you don't always get on. It's like you easily disagree over things, but you both have feelings for each other. Would that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
And I feel that he can be quite almost like aggravating, irritating, and I feel like you just sort of like almost want to put your hands up in the air and think, what are you talking about? What are you doing? And it's just sort of like you don't understand him, and I think most people wouldn't. Does that make sense to you?
Right. Yeah, yes, it does. It does.
And I feel like life with this person is extremely frustrating. But I do feel that there's something about you that you're a little angel. And I was just given those words, and I know that angels incarnate into lives. So I don't know if they're telling me that you're an angel or you're just somebody who's of angel qualities. but they gave my guides gave me the word "you're a little angel," and I'm being told that um, you have come into this person's life because you are about healing him from the past. Because part of his ways and his little isms and his little annoyances are rooted in his past. And I almost want to go to, it's a male figure. I feel like it's his father, because I feel like he had quite a challenging and possibly even abusive upbringing. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
And this is why he is struggling with life. And because of you being this little angel, you are in his life as a healer. You're about healing him. And I do feel on some level you have made some progress. You're not all the way there yet though, Tina, but you have made
Right.
progress. Because I do
Right.
feel there's a long way to go still. But I do know you've made some progress. And part of him, I feel like he doesn't, I feel like he doesn't feel that he's capable of being loved.
That's spot on.
And you love him, but because he doesn't believe that he's lovable, he therefore then doesn't believe you.
Right.
And this is
Wow.
and this is part of the problem that you have with this relationship. It's
Right.
it's a real struggle for you. I can see this, but I do feel that the more you persist, the more those barriers are going to come down, the more he's going to soften. And if you are prepared to put in the time, you'll get there. But it's a question of whether you want to. And like everything,
That's exactly.
you know,
That's where I'm
you've
at.
got to that's where you're at, yeah. Well, like everything, God has given us free will. And so you have free will whether you want to stick at this or come away. But God doesn't
That's
give
where I'm at.
you
I'm not sure if I should stick with it.
well, God doesn't give you a new life until you make that decision. Because all the time you're healing this person, this is what he wants. But I do feel that if you decide to stay in this relationship, you will achieve all that you want to achieve out of him. And he will the barriers will break down, and he will become the person that you've dreamed of. But it will take time. And I feel like you're looking at years rather than months. And if you are prepared to do this, you'll have the best man in your life ever. But it's whether you're prepared to put in the labor to get there. But if you do decide that this is too much, then you will be diverted on a different path. But what I'm being told by my guides is that this has to be your choice. It's a big choice, I know. It's a tough one because he's a pain in the neck right now.
Yes.
he's an absolute pain. He's an absolute pain in the neck. But I do believe it's almost like he's a wayward child, that he's irrational and unreasonable. But it's all rooted in his upbringing and how he was treated. He doesn't value himself. He doesn't feel that he's lovable. And actually, there is a gorgeous man in if you dig down deep, there is that gorgeous man. And I do feel that it's always I'm also being told you're the perfect person for the job. Because although you're finding this frustrating, and although you are very frustrated with him, and I feel like there's been a bit of, you know how you can have peaks and troughs, I feel like you're in a bit of a trough with him. But although you're
Right.
in that position, you, for some reason, the two of you are always drawn back to each other and end up back in each other's lives. But I do feel
Right.
this is about you. This is all about you being the healer. Oh,
That makes complete sense. That makes complete sense.
that's it. Yeah.
Thank
And I'm
you.
interested
I
in
mean,
that. I'm very interested in that term, you're a little angel. So I'm just going to ask my guides what they mean by that. Whether you are an angel incarnated into this life, because that does happen. I've come across it on numerous occasions. Um, I'm being told by my guide Martha that you have all the qualities of an angel, and that's why you've been given this life where on I feel that you have a life where if you look at your life, you will know that there's been numerous occasions where people have come into your life where you've helped them, you've healed them, you've emotionally talked to them, and all those sort of things. And I feel that that's your character, that's who you are. You're quite an evolved soul as well, very evolved, and I feel like, and I'm being told that God is really pleased with you because of what you do for other people. You're a giver, you're a healer, and you just shine the light to so many people. You're adorable, absolutely adorable. Everybody needs Tina in their lives because you are just amazing. But I does all of that make sense to you? What I'm saying about your boyfriend?
I think that makes 100% sense. It's just very trying on you.
Yeah, and sometimes our life path is trying, but because God is so loving, He wishes for people to be. He wishes for people to heal each other and help each other, and all the time you're willing, He's willing as well.
Well, that's what matters.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you must remember you have free will, and at any point where you say, "I've had enough," He will organize a different path for you, and I know that for a fact. He will do that. And I'm being told by my guide this as well. So you haven't got, in a way, this is your free will, this is your choice. But I just want you to know that the gratitude that comes from spirit in what you do to not only just helping him, but helping all the other people that you come across is enormous.